Yes, class 9. So, we are on the next chapter. What is that? The next chapter which we have is Socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution. Now, we have to know actually what is socialism. It's not a social media app, it's not socializing, it's not going to the disc or meeting people or going to the movies with different kind of people and getting to know other people. It's not that. First we must know what is socialism, what is communalism, then only we will come to know how you are going to work and how things will go on. That is number one. Number two is that you will be able to, just a second, one. Yes, sorry, I had to pick up some stuff. So first we have to know actually what are we working on and what are we supposed to do. Like what is communism and what is socialism. Now, Karl Marx is the father of socialism plus communism, that's what they say. But communism is his main honor. So, we will come to this part where it says what is actually socialism, what is the political philosophy of it. Socialism is a political, social, and economic philosophy encompassing a range of economic and social systems characterized by social ownership of the means of productions and workers' self-management of enterprise. It includes the political theories and movements with such associated systems. It's a vast subject. It's a social organization of workers which advocates the means of production, distribution, and exchange should be regulated or owned by the community as a whole. The people who are making it, the people who are working on it, they are going to take care of it. Politically and economically, this theory together makes socialism. But in Marxist theory, transitional social state between the overthrow of capitalism and the realization of communism, that is something different. Simple difference. The difference is that under communism, most property and economic resources are owned and controlled by the state rather than the individual citizens. Under socialism, all citizens share equally in economic resources as allocated by democratically elected government. Okay. 1984 I had been to Russia, and that time they were a communist country, they were not democratic, they had not got the democracy, or they were not happening. So just imagine what it was. You couldn't have more than one cup of tea, you couldn't spend money more than what people had. If a family of a separate status has got one car, so that type of status people will have only one car. Children will go to the same school. It was really bad. It was really tough. We were not allowed to get down from the bus, from the airport. We had, it was heavily snowing in Russia at that time. 84 March, I remember. It was heavily snowing, and at the airport when I landed, I had never seen so much of snow in my life. I have never been to Kashmir. I have studied my life in Nainital. I have seen snowfall there. It just rains and it covers your head. It will cover your hair. You'll get snow on your eyebrows. It becomes white. Those I've seen. But 9 feet, 10 feet high, only snow everywhere, I have never seen. So much of snow. And so much of warm clothes I have never worn in my life to beat the cold. We were not allowed just because we were Indians and we were on a Russian flight. We were me and my dad were going. We had a stopover at Russia. He had some work for a day or two, and after that we were supposed to fly off to Norway, Sweden, the Scandinavian countries we had to go. So we were not allowed to get down from the bus. Even though we were transit passengers in Russia, we were not allowed to use the hotels inside the city. We had to use the airport hotels. We were kept there under security, gunmen and all standing, on military guys. It's a long story. It's going to take time, so I'll be wasting time instead of telling you about other things. So basically, I told you, communism, most property and economic resources are owned and controlled by the state, communists. Under socialism, all citizens share equally economic resources as allocated by the democratically elected government. That is socialism. So when did this socialism come into Europe, and why did it come? It came only after the French Revolution. But the Communist Manifesto was written by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels in 1848, just before the revolutions of 1848 that swept Europe, expressing what they termed scientific socialism. In the 19th century, social democratic parties arose in Europe, drawing mainly from Marxism. So we must also read what is Marxism, Karl Marx, what does he say, and what does it happen. Who were the socialists of the 19th century of Europe? Karl Marx, Friedrich Engels were the socialists of 19th century Europe. They believed in a socialist and economic form of society. The socialists of the 19th century, in the eyes of Karl Marx, made accusation of man's essence were to tend to overcome his alienation. Man should work for himself. Man should take care of it. That's his resource. We are living off the land. That is our part. We have to fight for it. Okay. So that is what was the main issue of it. Now we can go into the book. If we don't know, what are some other examples? If I give you the former Soviet Union, Russia is an example of a socialist system. Cuba is an example of socialist nation. Its economy is state run and it lacks a stock exchange. Healthcare and education are completely managed and administered by the government. Socialist system is there. Okay, so this is all what took care. What countries had socialism worked in? China, Cuba, Lao People's Democratic, then Vietnam, all these were there. Socialist states were there. Okay, what are the major types of socialism? Theory, practice, state-directed economy, decentralized plan of economy, socialist market economy, utopian socialism, Marxism, anarchism. Utopian socialism was the most important thing. If I go into that, it will go into the past. We have to go till the Mauryan Empire. We have to go back into history. So these are basic. I'm just giving you the basic knowledge. So mainly this started after the French Revolution. Several past and present states have declared themselves social states or in the process of building socialism. The majority of self-declared socialist countries have been Marxist, Leninist or inspired by it, following the model of the Soviet Union or some form of people's or national democracy. So everyone followed the system of Russia. Socialism is actually what? It's an economic and political system together. It's an economic theory of social organization. It believes that means of making, moving and trading wealth should be owned or controlled by the workers themselves. People who agree with this type of system are called socialists. Now we'll go to the book. That's why it is said socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution. Okay, the age of social change. In the previous chapter, we have read that the powerful ideas of freedom and equality that circulated in Europe after the French Revolution. The French Revolution opened up the possibility of creating dramatic change in, in the way in which society was structured. As you have read, before the 18th century, society was broadly divided into states and orders, and it was the aristocracy and the church which controlled the economic and social power. Suddenly, after the revolution, it seemed possible to change this. In many parts of the world, including Europe and Asia, new ideas about individual rights and who controlled the social power began to be discussed. Okay. In India, Raja Ram Mohan Roy and De Rosio talked about the significance of the French Revolution, and many other debated that the ideas of post-revolutionary in Europe, the developments in the colonies in turn reshaped these ideas of a societal change. Okay, people were learning, people were getting the information. So after every change, there is again a minimum change. People want to go ahead about it. So I'll keep it till here because we are over with this. My time is up, but sorry, in the next class I'm going to take it forward and we'll go through it and I'll give you more explanations as much as possible, and after end of it I'll give you notes as well as the question answers. Okay, so take care, stay safe, be good, respect your parents, do whatever you want after your studies, enjoy life. Bye bye.